Did you know that something as seemingly trivial as a candle once toppled an entire kingdom? This story might make you rethink the small, everyday things in your life. Welcome to another episode of Chronicles of Human History, where we bring the not-so-obvious, fascinating tales of our past to light. This tale is no different, and trust me, you're in for a twist that will blow your mind. Let me take you on a journey to the year 1677, to the kingdom of Araucania, Patagonia, a remote and mysterious land in present-day South America. This small kingdom was ruled by King Aurelio de Batican, whom history has mostly forgotten. Aurelio was an ambitious and resourceful leader who managed to establish partial independence for the kingdom, only to face fierce resistance from the surrounding rival territories. Now, King Aurelio, a lover of innovation, was known for his fascination with European luxury items. He often imported gold-leafed quills, imported silks, and, oddly enough, candles. Yes, candles. But not just any candles, he adored exquisitely handcrafted ones with unique scents and ornaments. His palace was illuminated by hundreds of these artifacts, bathing his royal halls in golden light. However, in one seemingly ordinary exchange, one particular candle made its way from France to Araucania, Patagonia, carrying with it disastrous consequences. This was no ordinary candle. Crafted by a secretive group of artisans in Paris, it was said to contain wax that had been infused with a deadly type of fungus. At the time, people neither fully understood microbiology nor the dangers lurking in what they considered harmless. Wax, once thought of as lifeless, had become the silent harbinger of destruction. Unbeknownst to the kingdom, the beautiful, ornate French candle contained a fungal pathogen known today as Histoplasma candela. Histoplasma thrives on wax and emits toxic spores when burned in confined spaces. When the candle lit up the chambers of King Aurelio's court, the spores dispersed into the air. Barely noticeable, they seeped into the lungs of those exposed. It started discreetly, with minor coughing and sneezing, just symptoms of what most dismissed as a cold or seasonal flu. But soon, whispers of strange occurrences spread. People fell ill, and not gradually. They became bedridden. Some reported hallucinations, groaning about their worst fears manifesting in their dreams. Others complained of an unbearable chest pain that seemed to envelop their entire body. Unfortunately, at that time, such symptoms were misdiagnosed as curses or punishments of the divine. Physicians of the royal court prescribed bizarre remedies, including leeches and enchanted herbs, to no avail. Most tragically, the affliction showed no mercy even to King Aurelio himself. As illness ravaged the court, the kingdom's ability to respond to outside threats weakened dramatically. Nearby enemies, particularly an aggressively expanding colonial force, seized the opportunity to stage attacks, encroaching further and further into the kingdom's borders. With no functioning leadership, the trained armies and the military stretched thin. Rival factions from both within and outside saw this tragic moment as the chance to assert dominance and control. Within 2 months, King Aurelio succumbed to the illness alongside many of his closest advisors. Leadership dissipated as chaos engulfed the small kingdom. Local tribes broke alliances. Defenders retreated instead of fighting. Foreign traders, smelling blood in the water, sparked power struggles to fill the void left behind by the dying monarchy. Essentially, the kingdom was collapsing in real time, imploding from within due to an invisible, unassuming enemy: a simple candle. Historians say the fall of Araucania, Patagonia could have looked very different had the deadly wax never graced the halls of King Aurelio's palace. In one hand, it had brightened their lives, but in the other, it had boxed futures in eternal darkness. What's even more mind-boggling is how absurdly small the incident started. Picture this: a candle that likely cost less than an artisan's weekly pay managed to unravel generations' worth of diplomatic, political, and strategic effort. When scholars later pieced together this bizarre slice of history, They marveled at how interconnected history truly can be. Something as simple as a luxurious product, treated like an afterthought, had planted seeds of destruction. So what became of the candle? Strangely enough, pieces of the wax base were unearthed decades later during excavations of old palace ruins in the region. Scientists who examined the residue in the 20th century confirmed spores consistent with Histoplasma candela, tracing the precise fungal makeup back to Parisian wax. From those faint wax traces, the puzzle of the mysterious health epidemic came into view. What lessons does this bizarre, tragic tale hold for us today? First of all, it shows us the immense influence of unnoticeable agents in shaping human history. Diseases, most notably invisible pathogens, have shifted civilizations. They've caused wars, migrations, and collapses when they sneak into places least expected. Secondly, it reminds us that every item, in all its innocent glory, has ripple effects. That imported candle started a domino effect that wiped out not just a singular ruler's reign, but also a culture's resilience for survival against colonialism. Oddly poetic, isn't it? Something so beautiful and luminous became instrumental in plunging a kingdom into dimness and despair. What if Aurelio had ordered local candles instead that fateful day? We'll never know. History isn't forgiving or patient with alternate timelines. But what we can do is take stories like these and wonder next time we see a candle or touch any trivial object, how the seemingly ordinary can shift destinies. Before we end today's episode, think about it. Did civilization learn from cases like this? In modern trials, bioterrorism has grown more sophisticated, where biological agents are weaponized much faster. Yet, history has always been our first instructor. Knowing about simple yet catastrophic mistakes, like King Aurelio's, illuminates the critical necessity of awareness for unseen threats. What do you think? Could you imagine an entire collapse fueled by something this minuscule? Perhaps next time you light a candle, consider, could this object represent more than we see on the surface? Thank you for joining Chronicles of Human History. Don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating, untold tales from the depths of time. Who knows? Maybe next week you'll learn another surprising lesson about how the past reverberates in our modern lives. See you in the next adventure.